Hello, all. Another very impromptu video. Uh, and for whoever is out there sees the notification and comes on, welcome in. Um, Again, just an impromptu thing. Of course, Jeff is working today, so say hello to Jeff. I am off today, however, and I figured, may as well just come on. You can see no real decoration. My green screen is shut off. You could see behind me, which, by the way, and I really never promote this on the show. It's a really cool thing. If you're thinking of doing this kind of thing, the green screen is made by a company called WebAround. I've had it now for probably almost 2 years. And it's really cool. It basically just wraps around the back of this chair that you could see here. Hey, Johnny Bates. How are you? Kimberly. But yeah, WebAround's a great company. This thing behind me is like 75 inches. I paid about 60, $70 for it, so they're pretty cheap. And it goes around the whole back of the chair. It Velcro's back there. It's very easy. So yeah, check them out if you're looking to do like any kind of filming and stuff online or something like this. So what I'm here for, like the title of the video says, I'm going to do a quick Raw preview for tonight because there's a lot of stuff going on Raw tonight. We occasionally do some videos and stuff like that. But of course, life happens and we have things going on and stuff like that. So I wanted to do that because there's a lot of things to talk about. And I wanted to review, because I had said to you guys a while back, I've got a lot of toys. They're all to this side of me over here. And I just recently got two of the Bray Wyatt action figures that came out from Mattel. So I'm going to do a quick little review. Not an unboxing. I usually don't open them. I may at some point if I get doubles, but these two I'm not going to open right now. Hello, Randy. And I'm going to review those. So that's the purpose. That's the intent. Not a long thing today. Just like I said, a little bit of stuff just to talk about here on a Monday afternoon with you guys and go over some stuff that I think. Let's first of all just wrap up the talk about the Rumble. So put out that poll, as I said in my little video that I did yesterday. Worked out pretty well. We got a good amount of votes, and most people voted it was good. Didn't get a lot of greats. Hi, Jen. Didn't get a lot of greats, but mostly good. So the average score was a good score. So that's good. We got some meh scores and we got some, bad scores, but it ended up being good for the most part. So that's good to see. I'm glad that happened. There's a lot of negativity out there about it, as you might expect. Wrestling does get a lot of negativity, unfortunately. And I don't know. Was it warranted? Was it not? It's going to depend on your view. Were there some things I didn't like? The men's Rumble, probably after looking at it after a couple of days, was probably the worst part of it. The part I really didn't care for. A little predictable, a little boring. You kind of knew what was going to happen after Brock lost. At least I did. So not really a lot going on with the men's Rumble. I still think the women's should have been. Hey, Jason, how are you? I still think the women should have been the main event. Hello, Shane. But it didn't turn out that way. I would have kind of made it a little bit different and made the women's main event it. But whatever. My highlight was still the Mickie James thing. Loved what she did and loved what she did for Impact Wrestling. It was absolutely fantastic. A lot of people, saying people from Impact saying. I know Sami Callihan put out a tweet saying it was awesome. A lot of people doing that, and I think it's going to be really big for Impact in the long run. Got eyes on the product, and sometimes that's the thing. So, yeah, the Rumble was what it was. It's going to lead, though, to, I think, a really good episode tonight of Raw because they tend to do this after big pay-per-views. They will go and they will kind of start new storylines, new feuds, going forward. So let's get to some of the announcements that we heard already for Raw because there's a lot of them. First off, if you hadn't read from yesterday yet, so details are emerging out there about how much things were changed, which we get this a lot. Apparently, Shane McMahon was the one who produced the Men's Rumble. Again, none of this is confirmed. It's coming from sources and stuff like that online. So none of it is 100% confirmed. Uh, but yeah, apparently a lot of things were changed. Last minute changes, lots of changes. Saying that talent was a little upset because of all the changes. Shane apparently wanted himself into the final four. And so things were changed up. The other thing that caught my attention was that Seth Rollins was supposed to be in the men's rumble. So that kind of caught my attention, and that didn't end up happening. So would have made it a little bit more of a not so predictable thing, I think, if Seth showed up, because then it could have went either way. It could have been Seth could have won it, or Brock could have won it. So would have helped maybe a little bit. I have to say the Royal Rumble needed to take notes from Impact, Hard to Kill. Their pay-per-views were great. WWE's now so much certain matches. Women's Rumble should have went on. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, so there's rumors that a lot of changes were made last minute, that the talent was kind of unhappy about it. Men's was the worst I've ever seen. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. I agree. And I think a lot of that was part build up, surprises, that not a lot of surprises in it. A lot of the mid tier, I guess you could call it, roster was in it. The people that you don't see necessarily a lot of TV time, maybe people that you kind of really didn't expect to win. So yeah. I mean, I get it. I could see that. But yeah, so things coming out about the Rumble, and the good things, though, that we're going to get tonight. So basically 3 things. One, Ronda Rousey. Of course, Ronda made the appearance. And again, a lot of people knew, as I said on the video that I talked about yesterday with the spoilers, a lot of people knew that Ronda was going to be there. And knowing that made the Women's Rumble outcome pretty clear. Ronda wasn't going to come to lose. So we kind of knew that Ronda was coming. However, some of the things that have come out now since was a little bit of a swerve for me. So she's going to probably come on Raw tonight and state her intentions. She had an interview. If some of you didn't see that, it's on YouTube and stuff from WWE. She had an interview after her match, which she kind of bashed the fans again a little bit. So she looks like she's staying with that heel persona, which is kind of cool. And she is probably going to declare her intentions as well as Brock. Brock is as well tonight. So he's going to come out and lay down on the table who he's going to face. Now, everybody's, pretty much 100% expecting it's going to be Roman, especially after what Heyman and Roman did to him. I don't think there's any much doubt about that. But I was kind of expecting Ronda to go after Becky, but apparently that's not the case. Apparently what we got at the end of the Rumble with her and Charlotte is apparently where she's going to go. So apparently she is going to challenge Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. So we're going to have Ronda and Charlotte at Mania. That would leave up, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, but that would leave another person for Becky altogether. Brock is going to also appear tonight on Raw. And obviously, like I said, if he doesn't challenge Roman, I'll be shocked, especially after what they did to him, which I take kudos for that. I did call that a while ago. One of the few. I don't get many right, but I did get that one right. That they were going to snake Roman or Brock, and they did. So, but he's going to be on declaring his intentions. And like I said, if that's not Roman, I'll be surprised. So you may see Paul Heyman tonight. You may see Roman tonight. You may see a bunch of people kind of coming over from SmackDown, but we'll see. So that's two of the big things are going to happen tonight is Ronda's going to show, Brock's going to show. Who starts the show? Your guess is as good as mine. Again, I would probably go with Ronda Rousey because she's a little bit more of a surprise than Brock. Brock's been there for a while now, so I'd go with Ronda to start the show, but we'll see. We'll see how they go. And then the other thing that's been making the rounds today, Lita versus Charlotte looks more appealing for me. Ronda versus Becky and Lita versus Charlotte just sound like a perfect combo. Randy Sam says Braun Breaker. Yeah, no Braun. Yeah, Braun didn't show up. Nobody from NXT. Listen, I think NXT is its own thing now. I don't think you're going to see any crossovers from NXT anymore. I don't think, hey, Jeff, I don't think you're going to see that. I don't think you're going to see from what I understand, and I've heard this on a couple different shows. You may not even see a takeover the weekend of Mania. They are really doing things differently on NXT. So I don't know if you're going to see anybody crossing over from NXT to WWE anymore. They may bring people up to the main roster, but I don't think you're going to see crossovers happening anymore. At least it doesn't look that way. So I'm not really surprised we didn't see NXT people coming up, in either the women's or the men's match. So the other bit of news was Forbidden Door open, AJ Styles possibly to go to Impact Wrestling. Well, AJ came out and said, official Little Silver, not long ago, that he wants to retire in WWE. So I don't think he would go back to Impact unless it was just for some little formality celebration, like maybe gets him inducted into their Hall of Fame and just shows up there. But I don't think that he's going to. I don't think that he's going to end up back in Impact anytime soon. So the other little piece of business for Raw is Shane O'Mac. So apparently, like I said, Shane kind of threw himself into the Rumble. And now he is going to be scheduled for the Elimination Chamber and also Mania, and he's going to appear tonight. And going forward, he is on the Raw brand. That just came out about maybe an hour or so ago. So Shane is now on Raw. People kind of making fun of it, saying, Raw Underground all over again. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think they'll go back that route. But the interesting thing with Shane is, what is Shane going to do? And I have a couple of theories about what he may be doing here. Number one, and I'm going with this one now more than my other one, but number one, I think he may take Vince McMahon's place, because remember, Vince has been on the show. He's really been pushing Austin Theory. And obviously Vince's mom, who, we wish them condolences. Vince's mom passed away this past weekend. So I kind of think Vince will be away off the show. So Shane could be taking Vince's place. And if that's the case, I think he's going to serve two purposes. I think he's going to, Jeff's Austin Theory. I think it's either Austin Theory or Kevin Owens. Now, he did get rid of Kevin Owens in the Rumble. So by dumping Kevin Owens out, that could start that back up again. So he could be there for two reasons, really. He could be there to keep mentoring Austin Theory and take Vince's place with that, or he could be there to feud with Kevin Owens, or it could be both. Or, and this is the one I'm going to go with now because I kind of thought this one up recently, was he could end up doing he could do double duty here and kind of mentor Austin Theory, but get Austin Theory to go up against Kevin Owens. And if that's the case, of course, he could support him and kind of come down and be a thorn in Kevin Owens' side as kind of a valet, come down to the ring with Austin Theory, kind of be his mentor there, but then also kind of stick his nose in that business and help him beat Kevin Owens. Hey, Chad, how are you? It's only right for Shane to take over WWE, like father, like son, since Triple H can't do it due to his medical condition. Well, I think he's going to appear there maybe because of Vince's mom passing. I'm sure Vince has some things to do with that. When a parent passes away, you're kind of out of, I know you're out of work for a week or two, a couple weeks, so I'm sure Vince will not be on TV right away. I would think anyway. So, but that's what I think. I think Shane O'Mac is going to be there in Vince's stead, and I think he's going to train Austin Theory, kind of mentor him, and maybe he'll have him go against Kevin Owens. And maybe his appearances at these two pay-per-views won't be as a wrestler, but maybe they'll be as more of a valet and kind of a backer of Austin Theory. If they're pushing Theory like this anyway, maybe they're going to do that. So we'll see. But those are the three things that they have been talking about for tonight. I think tonight's going to be a good show. I really do. Hey, Derek, how are you? Yeah, it's an impromptu thing, Derek. I just wanted to come on and just talk about Raw tonight a little bit because it's going to be a big show, I think, for WWE. Kind of a new starting point, new storylines and stuff going on. A lot of things happening with Raw tonight. So I think that it's going to be a really good show. I also think you're going to get a resolution of some sort to where they're going to go with the title that Bobby Lashley won. What's going to happen with that now? Some people are saying could be evolve into a triple threat, and it might be Seth and Kevin Owens and Bobby Lashley. So I don't know. People saying also over the weekend that they don't really have a thought for what's happening with Bobby Lashley now going forward. So who knows? But I'm sure we'll get that story tonight as well. So I think this is going to be a jam-packed Raw tonight. I think this is really going to be a jam-packed Raw. I think it's going to be a big one. And I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be, again, a new starting point for Raw. And I think it's going to be a really fun show tonight. So make sure you check it out. Of course, if you're WWE fans, it's always a good time to get back on and jump on a show again when it's right after a big pay-per-view that they have, like the Rumble, because it's usually a good starting point going forward and they might show things. Chad said doing good. Can't wait to see Ronda tonight on Raw. Maybe we'll see Sarah Logan. Yeah, that's another good point. Where is that going to go? Little bit of a story with that, if you haven't seen it. So the interview with Sarah Logan that was conducted by WWE, also on WWE's channel, said had Liv come out, and Liv was crying her eyes out. Really an emotional piece. Liv just exclaiming how happy to see Sarah she was, and that was her highlight of her past year, which really struck me because Liv has had a pretty big year. She's been involved in a lot of huge matches. A lot of people thinking she was going to win the Rumble, and for her to come out and say that her friend coming back was her biggest moment of the whole past year, kind of, I was kind of wondering a little bit about that when she said it, but she was crying her eyes out, and it was a really heartfelt moment with her and Sarah. So I don't know what's going to happen. Are they going to re-team them? Are they going to get back together? Are they going to go back into the tag team thing? I mean, hey, it's hard to forget. Sometimes you forget that there are women's tag team titles still out there. Of course, Carmella and Queen Zelina hold them right now, but they don't really do much with them. So maybe Sarah and Liv now team up, since it looks as if Liv may be out of the title picture. I know some people don't want to hear that, but I'm not so sure. Maybe not, because Becky, apparently, if that's true with Ronda going after Charlotte, then Becky doesn't have a challenger. So it could still be Liv. It could obviously be Bianca Belair as well, which a lot of people are saying. No stream tonight, Derek. No. This is just I'm off usually Mondays, Tuesdays, so was kind of bored this afternoon, so I figured I'd just pop on. No, Jeff's got a lot of work to do. He's working. His job really takes up a lot of time for him during the week, and so no stream for us tonight, unfortunately. But yeah, so the Sarah Logan thing will be interesting to see too. Is she back full time? Was it just a one-off? I saw pictures of her too in the ring for the Rumble, holding her baby in there. So a lot of cool moments with her too. Hey Jackson, Rick, do we see Drew tonight, Feud with Owens? It's possible. I don't know what they're gonna do with Drew either. So it's possible. Yeah, I'm off every Monday, Tuesday, which is the one thing I like about my job. I get a steady now. It sucks because then after that you work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But having the 2 days off every week is kind of nice. Bailey's still injured. Yeah, with the appearances that didn't make it, Bailey and Asuka, people were upset, disappointed about that. I get it, but the injury thing, they just probably weren't ready to be back. Excuse me while I take a drink. By the way, I'm drinking my favorite diet soda, so I'll give them a plug. That's Polar Diet Soda. It's awesome. Diet Birch Beer and Diet Cream Soda are my favorites. Hard to get, but it's really good. So yeah, I know people were disappointed not seeing Bailey or not seeing Liv, not seeing Bailey or Asuka, but I think that it's I think they're probably just not ready to come back from injury yet. So my camera's out of focus, so pardon it, but you can see this is not professional at all. Could Ronda want both titles? I don't think so. The rumor is she's going after Charlotte. So that's kind of probably, listen, where there's smoke, there's fire with this kind of stuff. So I'm betting that that's probably the case. Plus they had that happen at the end of the Rumble. Charlotte's going to be pissed that she beat her. So I think that's probably what they'll do, is they'll stick with that story. Did you see the backstage interview with Mickey James? Yeah. That was great. That was absolutely great. For me, being an Impact fan, as big as I am of that promotion, the fact that that happened was great for Impact. Got a lot of eyes, I think, on Impact Wrestling. So I think that was fantastic. Aaron, hello, Aaron. At WrestleMania, it's going to be Brock versus Roman and Rousey versus Becky. Well, it's supposed to be Rousey versus Charlotte, Aaron. That's what I'm hearing. We'll see tonight, probably, but I think it's supposed to be Ronda versus Charlotte. Brock and Roman, I think, is almost a guarantee. Almost a guarantee. They wanted that since we have been hearing about that for months. They wanted that to be the case. So, sorry about the blurry screen. My camera's being weird. When I went and got my soda, it got out of focus for whatever reason. So yeah, a lot going on tonight on Raw. I would not miss it if I were a wrestling fan. I would definitely check out Raw tonight, because I think it's going to be a very, very big show for them tonight. So 17 people. Wow. Thank you for coming out. That's pretty cool. A lot of you, well, at least I know some of you have notifications hit. That's kind of cool, right? So thank you for that. Thanks for coming out and checking out the thing. Rousey versus Becky would be better. Yeah, probably, but I guess they have other plans for Becky, and Ronda coming in, and Ronda Charlotte will be good too. Either way, I'm pretty sure Ronda's going to win. Again, I don't think she would be coming back if she wasn't going to win. So I'm pretty sure she's going to win the title either way. Okay, so that's Raw. This is going to make it hard for me, because now my screen decided to blur. So it's going to be weird showing stuff. But the other purpose of this today, and we could still talk about Raw, but the other purpose today was to share with you. So again, like I said, I like toys. And I really didn't buy a whole lot of wrestling figures until more recently, but I got, and I know a lot of you in the community are big fans of Mr. Bray Wyatt, Mr. Wyndham Rotunda. I did get 2 of his most recent, the most recent figures that they have out of him. So there is, again, I apologize because my camera's being stupid. Oh, there, hey, it focused again. That is and I know I'm sorry about the shadows too, but that is the Fiend, the burned Fiend figure. I know it's going to be weird and glary, but that is what he looks like. There's the jacket with the gray around it, the little, the part out of the middle. Let's see if I could close up his face. The face is pretty cool. You could see the melted mask and the hair, the burned hair, the hands, and then you could see there's the burned hands that they give you with it. And there's this picture down there in the corner, the legs and the padding on the legs. So I like this. I think they did a really good job, and you could see, I'll turn the box around. There he is when he popped up and we kind of all marked out. That was a really fun time, right? And you could see, even after being set ablaze by Randy Orton, I'm reading backwards, the Fiend returned from the ashes to exact his revenge on the Viper. So I like it. I think they did a great job. And the picture didn't do it justice in this case, because the picture had him painted gold. Sometimes when they come out with these figures and they release them, they have prototype colors. So he was painted gold. So he looked weird. And a lot of people are saying, well, why the hell is he gold? He never wore anything gold. But you could see that they did it the correct way. So he looks the way he should. I wish the hell the mask I bought from them looked that way. But yeah, it was the prototype color mask apparently, and they never did it right, the white one. But a little disappointed still about that dumb mask. But it's a cool figure. So if you get a chance to get it, definitely worth the money. Go check that out. So that's the True FX Lifelike Details. This Mattel, of course, makes these. I got mine from Sideshow Collectibles, which, if you've never ordered anything from them, they're really, really good. Very reliable, dependent. They get the stuff out very quickly. Hello, Jeff. Jeff, I'm just doing a little impromptu thing showing off my action figures, and I thought I'd do a little quick Raw preview. So, hi, Jeff. Jeff's working. Say hi to Jeff. Jeff's in chat. Big shout out to Jeff. Poor Jeff. Like I said, I feel so bad for the guy. He works himself to the bone, really. Listen, guys, and I'll say it because he's here, and he's hardly ever in the chat when I'm, if I'm doing something. So you guys have to know how much Jeff does for the show. You really do. And how much I appreciate what he does for the show, because with the job he has and, constantly doing work for that every day of the week, and then coming out and doing what he does for the show is tremendous. I couldn't do this stuff without him. You see how wonky the stream is. That's because I don't know crap about the stuff that Jeff knows about. So, kudos to my co-host and my good friend, Jeff, because I would not do this without him at all. If Jeff weren't around, the show would be finished. There's no way I would do it. So, big thumbs up and a big hands to Jeff, because he just doesn't get enough credit. He really doesn't. He's on the show, and he also produces the show, does the sound effects for the show. Everything that you see that looks cool on the show is all Jeff. So, hello, Jeff. All right. My second figure that I got is the Elite. Now, I didn't know this one just got shown pretty much right before I had bought it, before even knowing what it was going to look like. This one is the Ultimate Edition. And you can see now, if you look closely at his face and body, a lot of people are saying, well, it's the same one as last year. It's not. This is the healed Fiend from WrestleMania last year. So this is what he looked like after he went through that little hallway and he got rid of the melted mask, and he was, he went through the fire and he came back out. That's what this is. So you can see the mask. And remember, everybody was saying, well, it's a different mask. It definitely is. You can see how thin the lines are around his eyes. I'm peeking around. You could see how thin the lines are. You could see that the smile, I think, is different. This mask, which Jason Baker and his team did, looks really a lot more like the Joker mask from the DC Comics that this was inspired by, and the one we saw from Kyle that he drew. I think it looks a lot more like that. And of course, you can see he's not wearing the singlet. He's wearing the jacket. So the jacket is kind of all healed up as well. That was the jacket. And and as you can see, the accessories, he's got a different long jacket because he's got some metal spikes on the long jacket and then metal spikes on the arms that are included as well. So that's what this is. This is the Burn Fiend heel figure. And there goes my stupid camera again. There's the side. Now that's, of course, the normal picture of Bray, but that's what this is based on, is that picture right there. And that's when we saw him step into the ring against Randy Orton. After he came out of the Jack in the Box, that's what he looked like. He had the red threading on the top of the jacket, you can see, and also on the sides under his arms. And that is depicted in the figure as well. So this is very cool. There's no way I can read all this backwards, but it says, the Fiend is back. Randy Orton destroyed him in the fire, but at WrestleMania 37, Bray Wyatt was reborn, more monstrous than ever. After all, the Fiend wasn't gone. He was trapped, but you can't trap the darkness forever. All you can do is let him in. I like that. For those of you who didn't know, Bray is 6'3". He's from Parts Unknown. I like the Parts Unknown. His finisher is the Mandible Claw, and his career highlight was Universal Champion. So a very cool figure. It goes for, I think, about $30, $29 in and around there, $30. Again, Sideshow Collectibles, fantastic place to get these things from if you don't find them in your store. So yeah, so I thought I would show those to you. People talking about football in the chat. Yeah, the Super Bowl's all set. Bengals and Rams. I want the Bengals to win. I'm not a McVay fan. I see Jeff's rooting for the Bengals too. Yeah, I want the Bengals to win. Bengals have never won a Super Bowl, ever. They've been in 2, lost both of them to the 49ers back in the 80s. So you know me being an 80s guy. If the Bengals could go out there and win the Super Bowl, brings back the 80s memories. Yeah, I'm rooting for the 80s. I don't like the Rams. I don't like McVay. I don't know why. Just comes off as kind of cocky to me. McVay does. So yeah. So that's it. Just stopping by to say hello from work. See everyone this Thursday. Thanks, Jeff, for stopping in. Take care at work. Hope you have a good day at work. It is different. I hope Impact Wrestling can land him a few months. I would love to see him in Impact. I don't know. I don't know what to say about Bray. I don't know if Bray is going to wrestle. I really don't. I know a lot of people want to see that, but I don't know if he's enjoying himself doing this movie business. He may just stay doing that kind of stuff. We'll see. I'm really excited for the movie that he's going to do too. So yeah. So I wanted to show you guys those two figures. I wanted to, again, like I said, I just wanted to do a little Raw preview for tonight. And kind of get everybody excited again. Also, I got to shout this out too, because Jeff and I were talking about this yesterday. Try your best, guys, to stay positive out there. I believe me, I know it's hard. I was talking to some of the people that were in our community via Twitter yesterday. And, the thing is, right after a pay-per-view, especially, bigger pay-per-views and stuff like that, you kind of always see that the people coming out the next day, and it's like a big cloud that hangs over everything. Everybody's always saying, well, oh, that was terrible, or blah, 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 blah. That all comes out and it's everywhere. Try to avoid it. Listen, the day after a wrestling pay-per-view is also the biggest day that the clout chasers, the hate mongers are going to be out there trying to get clicks. So, try to avoid it. I put out a post. If you didn't see it, if you don't have Twitter, I'm just going to read this quick because I think it's important. And I put this out yesterday. Let me, if I can find it now. Where are you? I was sharing a lot of stuff yesterday for it. I put this as a message out to people like that. But I wrote, shame on any content creator who purposely spreads negativity to line their own pockets, which is things I think a lot of them do. Bashing stuff just to make money. This is part of a huge problem in wrestling, social media, and it's disgusting. It is. And then I just wrote, be better. Also, anyone who disguises the negativity as humor, because that happens too. Thinking you're smarter than your audience and taking advantage of them is just gross. Listen, I've seen a lot. I watch a lot, just like you guys do. And as a content creator, you do that. You want to watch other people that do that kind of thing. And there are a lot of people that are out there that put out content. They bash everything. Everything that doesn't get them their means to an end. They bash everything. Sometimes they bash it. They like to be sneaky and they bash it indirectly. So they make fun of it, but they laugh about it. So it kind of makes it like a comedy thing, but they still laugh about it. It's really, listen, you gotta be better than that. If you're going to do this kind of thing, number one, I think what anybody wants to hear from people is just be honest. Just be honest and be yourself. If you don't like something, just come out and say it. Just be said, hey, I don't really care for this. Don't pretend though to, and then you're just playing both sides of the fence because you want money. That's the kind of stuff I can't tolerate. But it does get depressing. And you come off of a big event like that, and there's always a big black cloud, and it's okay. Listen, it's okay to feel however you want to feel. There are a lot of you who said you didn't think it was Johnny Bates said he didn't think it was a great Rumble. Hey, that's cool, man. If that was your feelings when you were watching it, you're a wrestling fan. You're entitled to that. You watch this stuff, and if it was subpar, then hey, you obviously found that it was subpar. And that's perfectly fine. Feel the way you feel. That's all I would say. For those of you who are in the communities and stuff of us and anyone else, just always know that this is about how you feel about something, not about how we feel. We're going to make up our own minds. Not about how, others around you feel. It's about you. And if something makes you happy, awesome. If it doesn't, and you think like, I've seen better, that's cool too. But just a little quick message that I think I needed to put out there, because it just really seems like every time there's a big pay-per-view event, the next day when people are kind of jazzed, I can remember back when I was a kid watching these things like WrestleManias. We used to have to watch WrestleManias on videotape. because you couldn't see them on pay-per-view. They're too expensive. They're $100 back then. So, I can remember going to video stores and grabbing my tape, coming home, throwing it in a VCR, and a bunch of friends are around, and we're watching these things. And this already happened like months ago. And we're watching it, man, we're all excited because you still didn't know what was going to happen. Nobody reported on wrestling. The only wrestling things you had were magazines, like PWI, Wrestling PWI Insider magazines and stuff like that would come out, but they came out late too. So you really didn't get, that was like months after. You didn't get instant information. So we were always so fired up to talk with our friends about pay-per-views and stuff after they happened. And nowadays you go and try to do that, especially jump on social media, because that's how people do. You go on Facebook or Twitter or wherever it is, and you want to talk about it, right? Well, and then the next thing you see, you want to talk about it, and you're like, oh my God, everybody's just like crapping on this. Everybody hates it. And it sucks because the negativity gets publicized, and that's a shame. That's it's a shame, but it's publicized. I want you guys to know it's publicized for a reason. People do it for a reason. They're not doing it because they hate every bit of it. I could tell you that. Money talks, and a lot of it, that's why they're doing it. So just to let you know. I remember those days. Social media and dirt sheets has ruined a lot of wrestling. I said that yesterday. I said I think that spoilers have really harmed wrestling more than a lot of other things. You could spoil a part of a movie, but you're still going to go and watch a 3-hour film or a 2.5-hour film, and maybe a little piece of it got spoiled. But it's really hurting wrestling. When you know all this stuff ahead of time, it kind of takes a lot of the fun out of it. And I think that was what, part of a reason why yesterday's or Sunday's event didn't go over so well, because they were, because most people knew Ronda was going to be there. And once you knew that, then you pretty much knew she's going to win. She's not going to come for no reason. So that kind of spoiled that a little bit. The men's thing got spoiled pretty much after Brock lost. A lot of people thought, oh man, he's going to come back, because and that got spoiled because everybody was saying that they want Brock and Roman as the main event at Mania. So the spoilers are hurting wrestling. And so that's all, what I could say is stay away from social media, especially if a big event is coming up. But again, the problem with that is the spoilers come so far out. They're 2-3 months ahead sometimes. And that, it just sucks because it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It hurts them in the ratings, especially Impact. Why bother? Oh, you mean the Impact tapings? Yeah, I haven't looked at any of that. I won't. I refuse to. I won't look at any of that crap. But I've had people share it with me, and the minute they did, I turned around and said to them, hey, I don't want to see that. I want to watch the show. I don't want to know. I don't want to see it, so please don't send it to me anymore. People get offended by that. Hey, that's fine. You want to be a spoiler person and look at all that stuff, cool. But I don't want to see. I want to, as an Impact fan, I say to you guys every week, it's my favorite show of the week. I want to see what's happening on the show. I don't want to get it spoiled for me. So, anyway, so what time is it? About, I don't even know when I started this. Was it a half hour or so? Yeah, it's been about 40 minutes. That's really all I wanted to talk about, guys. I just wanted to come on, do a quick little hello this afternoon, and just show you the Fiend figures and talk a little bit about Raw tonight, get you guys excited about what should be a good Raw. Again, with us, remember, no Abby's tonight, so send thoughts out to Jody. Jody's still not feeling well from her episode that she had over the weekend where she ended up going to a hospital, so obviously keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Say hi to Jody on the Twitter machine, but keep her in your thoughts. Jeff and Jody canceled for tonight, so no show from us tonight. We will not have anything now until Thursday for Impact Wrestling. So those of you who come out to Impact, we will be here at 7:45 p.m. on Thursday evening, like always. And then we'll have the After the Impact show as well after that. So also remember, nothing on Friday, of course, nothing Saturday, but this coming Sunday, We will have our awards show for 2021. We've got to get that in because getting we're getting pretty late into, we're almost into February now. So this coming Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will have our TIGS Awards, which will be the awards that you guys voted on. We had a Survey Monkey out there to vote, and you guys voted, and we will announce your winners for the 2021 awards for the insiders, for the TIGS Awards. So that's coming up this Sunday. Then after that, we're going back into pay-per-views and stuff like that. Will be coming up for Impact, and it won't be long. It'll be the Elimination Chamber coming around too, not to mention some of the other stuff we want to take a look at as well. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Again, thank you to those, very impromptu thing. Thanks to those guys who came out and chatted a little bit here and came out to watch the video. And listen, enjoy Raw tonight. Like I said, Ronda Rousey, Brock Lesnar. We'll find out what happens with Bobby Lashley tonight. Shane O'Mac is on the show tonight. Maybe Sarah Logan shows up. It should be a really jam-packed Raw on a Monday night. So enjoy the show tonight. Go out there and have a good time watching it, because that's what wrestling is all about, is entertainment. So enjoy the show, and hopefully we'll see you all on Thursday night for Impact Wrestling at 7:45 p.m. I will talk to you guys all soon, and have a great rest of your day. Take care, stay safe, and always be kind to one another. Bye, guys.